Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cpl Shane Mitchell from the Royal Canadian Dragoons, and I am with Don White, who is a retired
Dragoon.
Retired Dragoon, yes. And today we're going to be talking about Leeuwarden and the events and times to the best of Don's greatest moments of that day, April 15th, 1945.
Right.
Yes. So, let's go back before April 15th.
Yeah.
So April 14th, it was south of Leeuwarden.
Yeah, well, we'd be southwest of Leeuwarden.
Yes.
And as far as my recollection is, we bivouacked in a farmer's field. And before first light, we got up and started our vehicles up and got our frequency on our radios and headed out for our day's work.
Yeah. Well, how was the terrain?
Yeah, fairly flat. Fairly
Yeah.
flat, yeah. The biggest thing was crossing dikes with bridges on and trying to beat the Germans from blowing them up.
Oh, because they were,
Yeah.
they were,
To stop your advance.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you recall your positions west of Leeuwarden?
Oh, you mean when we were wrecking up that day?
Yes.
Advancing towards Leeuwarden? Yeah, we advanced up and then swung to the left on the main highway between Groningen and Leeuwarden.
Mm-hmm.
And on the outskirts of Leeuwarden there was a German cement barricade, one about 8 to 10 feet thick and 8 to 10 feet high. And we stopped momentarily, wondering if we went through that little narrow gap they had in the barricade,
Mm-hmm.
if there wasn't going to be German 88 on the other side aimed right at that.
That's right, right.
But the orders came, and of course the officer, he said, the dingoes were in advance, and he said, go through there as fast as you can and veer to the opposite side once you get through the gap. So that they would have to be pretty quick if they were going to nail them. So
right.
That's what we did, and they got through, and there was no resistance there.
Did you feel relieved that there was no resistance?
Yeah, tell me about it.
A sense of victory in a way for yourself?
Well, no, we knew there was still quite a bit to go,
Yeah.
but that particular moment, yeah, it was.
So did you guys, at the time, it was Charlie Squadron?
Yep, Charlie Squadron.
Charlie.
Number 1 troop I was on.
Did you guys set a bivouac for the evening around?
Well, that particular day when we kept, going and stopping, got into the town,
Right.
sizing everything up as you went.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we weren't about a block or 2 blocks into the town, and the people started to come out in masses. And I'll never forget the expression on their faces, and their whole being just seemed to be so relieved of what they'd gone through. And it always amazed me how many Dutch flags and orange streamers, which are the royal colors of Holland,
Right.
came out of the houses draped down the sides. And I don't know where they ever hid them from the Germans.
Right.
Well, then our troop, was ordered to advance on to recce to the next town called Franeker.
Right.
And we went up there, and we were stopped there
Mm-hmm.
by the Germans, and we stayed there till we were relieved. And then we got back into the town just at dusk, back into Leeuwarden, and we bivouacked in the town,
Right.
in civilian houses.
Wow.
First time I think I'd slept in a bed in about a year.
Wow. Must have felt really nice to have
Couldn't
that.
sleep, I had to get out and go on the floor.
So after everything that you have done in Holland and with the war, what was your aspiration when you got back to Canada?
Well, I think after most of us, when we got home, the big thing was let's get out of the army and back into civilian life.
Did you do that?
I did it.
Where did you work?
Well, my dad had a coal and feed business, and after kind of being loose ends, in about 6 months, it took me to kind of settle down. Then I went
Right.
in and worked with my dad. Yeah.
It was a good work.
Yep. Enjoyed myself very much. Yeah.
And today you're retired. No work.
No, I still go in 2 days a week to work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right on. See.
Also, during the years, for quite a few years afterwards, I kind of forgot about my military part of my life.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, when you get a little older and your family gets up and you have a little more time, I got reflecting back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been the greatest thing in my life that I've done this and got involved with the association. And I'm a very, very proud Dragoon, and I'm very proud of the fellows we have in our regiment today.
That's amazing. We're very proud to have you, and we find you. I find you personally very inspirational, because I've read a lot about C Squadron, D Squadron, the Dragoons in Holland, and I think it's very amazing of a lot of the work that you guys had done to liberate Holland. Yeah. Do you see that gratitude and that appreciation, and do you see from us Dragoons today how we appreciate everything yourself and many others have done?
The Dragoons in the regiment have treated me beyond any expectation I might have they'd ever do. I don't like to be set up there and looked. I just want to be one of the boys.
Just doing their job. That's what you said to me earlier, that you're not a big spectacle, no one is. We're just guys doing our jobs right.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Any kids?
And we're proud of each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, and our families.
And our families.
Do you have any children?
Yep. 3. And I'm very proud that my youngest grandson
Mm-hmm.
is in the military, and his request is that he become a Dragoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, happy to have him on board.
He's in Meaford right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. A DP1 course?
He just
amazing.
graduated boot camp, so.
Wow. The parade's tomorrow. Are you excited about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it very much. Yeah.
What is your expectations every time the day comes, April 15th?
I have no expectations.
None at all?
No. I just, whatever will happen, will happen. I'll be very pleased. I'll be very pleased to participate in whatever way they want me to.
Wow.
But if they don't want me to, I'll still be happy.
I think we'll always want you to. It's good to have a lot of history behind Leeuwarden.
The only thing I will regret that there isn't some of my buddies here to celebrate this glorious occasion with me.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me that kind of takes the edge off the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that you've had a trip to Leeuwarden recently. Would you like to tell us about how that was?
Yeah, that was a great time in my life. I took my wife and 2 daughters, and we went back to Holland last year for the 65th anniversary of the liberation of Holland. And the fellow I was staying with wondered if I'd like to go to Leeuwarden. And I said, I sure would. So he said, we're going next day. Well, we get up, and as we entering Leeuwarden, just on the outskirts, a gentleman met us there.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a map, some maps and stuff. He had some photostats of what had happened, like I told you about the cement barricade.
Right.
And actually a photostat of the staghound entering the town. And so through the maps that we went out and found where that cement wall was.
Right.
Because they had taken it down 2 days after we went into the town in 45. And it, of course, has changed because it was still kind of out in the country, and now there's buildings all around. And in honor of one thing, that road going into Leeuwarden is now called Canada Way.
Canada Way?
Canada Way is what they call that road going into Leeuwarden.
Wow.
And quite a few of the buildings on that area where the barricade was, they've named them like Regina Hall and Victoria and various Canadian names.
Right.
And then they got through with that, and I stood there 65 years later at the exact spot where I had entered the town. Well, then they took us into the town, and here was a great big line of World War II Army vehicles, and took me up to the head of it, and put me in a Jeep, and I led the parade through Leeuwarden. And I understand that they had advertised for about a month previous to this that through the newspaper and radio and television that there was going to be a vet at this parade that was in Leeuwarden. And they estimate there was 165,000 people came out to see this parade.
Wow.
Now, it reminded me a lot of the day we went into it 65 years ago with the crowds and that there. They did not have as joyous a spirit as they did 65 years, but they were happy people. And, I have to put this all down and thank my good buddy Danny Mann, who likes to email a lot, and he emailed the mayor of Leeuwarden and other people in Leeuwarden, and this all was a complete surprise to me.
Did you feel very gracious at that time?
I felt good. I felt proud to represent my country and my regiment. I also felt sad that I was the only one of my troop that could be with me on such an auspicious spectacle that I was going through. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I think that touched me about that is they all wanted to shake the hands of a vet. Mm-hmm. One father brought his daughter, and I tried to shake everybody's hand that was anywhere wanted to, but his daughter wanted to meet a vet, and he brought her up and I shook her hands, and then she took her hand and she started to feel my shoulder and my face and on the top of my head. And then I knew then that she was blind. Aww. And wanted to know how tall I was. I hope I didn't disappoint her.
Right.
But, hey.
So on the trip back from that day,
yeah,
was there a lot of gratitude and welcome home for yourself after?
When I came home to Canada?
Yep. From that recent trip in Leeuwarden.
No, well, yeah, I've had, I don't know, yeah, I'll say the honor of having different organizations and that asking me to speak on the 11th, close to the 11th of November, and it proved out pretty good for me because I could relate some of my experiences in Holland in the war, and especially in the Leeuwarden end of it, because that was kind of a highlight, I guess, of
right. It was. It was. Amazing story, Don.